205, 2 homers, 25 runs batted in. Petrocelli. Yastrzemski makes the grab. Fine play on both ends. Further information may be obtained by mail or by phone. Here's a drive to left field. Home run.
I think you take Sparky Lyle. He's almost in the middle of the rubber, or to our left, looking at him.
Strike. Sounded like a strike. Boy. That is 4 strikeouts in a row. He got 3 in the second. And really...
Well stroked to right, and a base hit past the right fielder, Hinton, and Yaz will check in with a double, the first Red Sox hit. The batter is Tony Conigliaro. He fanned his first time. Out of play. Foul. There's set for Popowski. There's that throw. There, he did it. And look at McDowell. You should have seen that. He caught it behind his back and put on a show of his own. Eddie Popowski, as you've seen, has given that House of David treatment. But we didn't catch the picture of McDowell on the mound, who flicked his glove behind his belt and caught it from the other side. They ought to form a battery. Pop was upstaged a little bit. And that hits Tony on the foot. Conigliaro is hit on the foot by a breaking pitch, which came down in toward the dirt. And the Red Sox have runners at first and second. And that is going to drop in there. Base hit. Petrocelli. A run will score. Now they have got Tony caught. The throw down to Graig Nettles. He is out.
Curveball.
That's well tagged toward right. And that is going to be over for a home run. Well hit to center field, way back, and off the wall on one hop. Scott digging for 2, and he's got 2. A double to center field by George Scott to lead off the 5th.
Just got under that a little bit, Ned. That'd have been out of here. That ball was hit hard. I think that's...
And then whipped the fastball by him. There's a base hit off the breaking pitch into center field. Scott, with a late start, has to hold at third. The throw comes in from Bradford to second, and runners are at first and third with nobody out. Base, Scott at third, and Alvin Dark to the mound. 4 hits for the Red Sox now. Dark and Fossey talk with McDowell. So the Red Sox have runners at first and third, nobody out, and their best shot so far. They trail 3-1. Detroit and Baltimore underway. No score after 1 inning at Tiger Stadium. Cuellar pitching for Baltimore. Cuellar against Joe Niekro for the Tigers. The Cubs lead the Phils 2-0 after 1 inning. Hand for the Cubs and Bunning for Philadelphia. And a liner, and there's going to be a double play. Billy doubled off first, and quickly 2 men are out and a runner still at third. Has popped up and struck out. That's to right also, but deep. A great catch by Tony Conigliaro, taking a home run away, much like he did last night. Tony Orton robbed by Tony Conigliaro. Fine catch. As these two Tonys who used to play together in spring training under Johnny Pesky. There's a replay of it, John.
It certainly was. You know, the thing that Tony has done is he's
past McDowell, and good play by Heidemann getting Schofield. Jack Heidemann, the shortstop, making that play. Just got under that one. Fossey under it. Little white showing, but he holds on, and the Red Sox are down in order in the sixth. After 5.5, it's Cleveland 3, Boston 1. McDowell looking around. Now he's all set. Pitches, and a fastball is hit back past the box into center field for a base hit. Petrocelli will hold at second base, and Billy C. has his second single. That skidded past the mound and past second base. A good try by Heidemann, the shortstop. The pitch to Foster is a strike called, picking up the outside corner. 1-2. Cleveland leading 3-1 here. Doubleheader tomorrow afternoon, beginning at 1 o'clock. We'll be on 12:55, and it'll be Ray Culp and Sonny Siebert working for the Red Sox. Foster spins away a little bit from a pitch inside. 2-2. 2 balls, 2 strikes. Now the pitch. Curve, fouled off. 2 balls, 2 strikes. That foul dribbled over toward the Red Sox dugout. Eddie Casco throws it out. Brett to the stretch. And the pitch. Way outside with a fastball. 3-2. Moses wants a word with Brett now. Three balls, 2 strikes to Foster with Ray Fossey on deck. Heidemann moves off second, but not very far because Schofield was right behind the bag for a moment. Here's a high foul ball carved out of play. And we're still at 3-2. Petrocelli and Schofield have been taking turns keeping Heidemann close to second base. Brett checks the sign. Now the left arm around, and the pitch is high, ball 4. He loses Foster, and the Indians have runners at first and second on walks. Walk number 7 given up by Brett. Eddie Casco moving to the mound. Ray Fosse will be the batter, and that will be all for Brett. He gives the ball to Casco, and Cal Kuntz will be brought into the game right now. You are listening to Red Sox baseball from Cleveland Stadium. Hendricks is homered for Baltimore. Cuellar against Necro. Milwaukee at Oakland not yet underway. The rest of the activity is tonight. In the only day game in the National League, the Chicago Cubs lead Philadelphia 2-0 after 4. Bill Hands for the Cubs and Jim Bunning for the Phils. The rest of the National League action under the lights. Cal Kuntz on. Red Sox picked up a run in the 4th on a double by Yastrzemski. Tony Conigliaro was hit by a pitch, and then Petrocelli singled Yaz home. In the bottom of the 4th, the Indians got a run when Graig Nettles led the inning with a home run. 3-1 Cleveland. We're set to go. Ray Fosse is in from the right side, the hard-hitting catcher for the Indians. Kuntz sets and throws. There's a swing on the slider, strike 1. Tried to check it, but could not. It was over anyway. Activity in the Red Sox bullpen. There'll be another pitcher out next inning because Kuntz is scheduled to lead off in the top of the 8th. They'll have a pinch hitter for him. That's probably why Eddie used him after all the warm-ups. Pitch is outside, ball 1, 1-1. Gary Wagner and Sparky Lyle are heating in the Red Sox bullpen.
We have had some audio difficulties here in Cleveland, and now we're back. Sparky Lyle is warming up with Gary Wagner. Cal Kuntz on the mound, Johnny Pesky.
And there's ball 2. There's one out here in the bottom of the 7th. Runners on first and second, Foster on first, and Heidemann on second base. Ray Fosse, the hitter, was flied to Billy Conigliaro, who made a nice catch in the first inning, has walked and flied to Tony C. in the 5th. Ray batting .318 with 16 home runs and 45 runs batted in. 2-1, 1 man out. Fouled off, strike 2. 2-2. Cleveland 3 and Boston 1. Red Sox have 6 hits off of Sam McDowell, whereas the Indians have just 3 off of Ken Brett. Cal Kuntz came on in relief of Ken Brett. Ball, Tony C. There's the throw by Tony, and it's a beauty. So Fosse flies to Tony Conigliaro. Ken Brett, incidentally, walks 7. He's having control difficulty most of the day, but had good stuff.
John, Tony is certainly throwing the ball much better than he did there for a while last year. I think he had a little trouble with his arm, didn't he, at one point?
I think he did. That year he went down to the instructional school. He tried pitching, and I think he wound up hurting his elbow. And it took him almost a whole year to get back in the groove because he has much greater velocity than he had all of last year. There you see Alvin Dark going back into the Cleveland dugout. 2 men out. The bottom of the 7th brings up Tony Horton. Tony has popped to short, struck out, and flied deep to right center field, which Tony Conigliaro made a fine catch. Went all the way up against. Here's Emmett Ashford, or rather Hank Soar coming. There's Jerry Newdecker. What's going on, we don't know.
Well, Alvin Dark came out and spoke to Neudecker about something. And now Neudecker has gone out to speak to Soar, and it looks like Neudecker and Soar are having a couple of words.
Well, I think Soar is the crew chief here, and he has the say over most things that go on. Now, what they were discussing, Ken, I don't know. I don't think... Of course, Henry, when he makes some kind of a... Today's attendance just been announced, 13,251. We're all set to go. Tony Horton, the batter. 3-1, Cleveland. Ball one.
John, word from Detroit, it was 2-2 at the end of 3, but Cuellar has hit a homer in the 4th with 1 on. So it's at least 4-2 Baltimore. They're up in the 4th inning. In fact, that's what it is.
Cal Kuntz to Carl Yastrzemski, so Horton goes out. That's all for the Indians here in the 7th. There were no runs, no hits, no Red Sox errors, and 2 men left on base. So after 7 full, the Indians 3 and the Red Sox 1.
Cal has worked just 2/3 of an inning, and Sparky Lyle apparently will be coming in because he's the one warming up. Wagner has also been working. Kennedy at the plate for Boston, with Cleveland in front by a score of 3-1. Ball one. There's a ground ball. Nettles at third base throws to first, and Kennedy is out. It's the first time he's been retired for Boston. He had previously had 2 hits, including an inside-the-park home run and a single here last night. 1 away in the 8th inning, and the batter is Schofield. Here's another look at that one as Nettles goes over, takes the ground ball, and throws to first base to get Kennedy. Schofield, ball one. McDowell has not walked anybody and has struck out 7 and hit 1. This one goes through into center field, and Schofield is on with 1 out in the Boston 8th inning. So the Red Sox now have 7 base hits, and the batter is Reggie Smith. He has popped up. In the 4th inning, he struck out after hitting a foul ball that just missed being a home run by a few feet. Grounded to third base in the 6th inning. Drive to right field. Hinton makes the catch. Smith is out. 2 men out in the Red Sox 8th, and Carl Yastrzemski coming to the plate. Carl has grounded to second, doubled to right field, and scored the Red Sox run in this ball game when Petrocelli singled him in, and he fouled to the catcher last time. Fosse stops a ball in the dirt, ball one. Interesting the way McDowell has pitched to Yastrzemski today. For a while, he fed him the fastball. He really challenged him. And then last time up, he gave him a diet of curveballs. And he started him off here with a curve in the dirt. Ball two. Strike. 2-1. Two and two.
Ken, with his 7 strikeouts today, McDowell has 182. 182 strikeouts. Season half old. Half over, rather.
He goes to a 3-2 count with Yastrzemski. The first time that McDowell has been 3-2 with anybody. Yes, hits one to left field, and Foster comes in and makes... No, he didn't get it. He trapped it. Soa's giving the safe sign. Yastrzemski goes into second base. Foster is claiming that he caught it. Hank Soa was running out, and he gave the safe sign right away. Alvin Dark now is going out there, the Cleveland manager. And here's another look at it as Yastrzemski winds up on second base and Schofield winds up on third. Yes, reaching out and hitting the ball to left field. Hank Soa, the second base umpire, ran out there, and in his judgment, it was trapped by the left fielder, Roy Foster. So there are men on second and third with 2 men out. And up now is Tony Conigliaro with the Red Sox down 3-1 in the 8th inning. So here's Tony. He has struck out, been hit by a pitch, and popped up to second base. Foul ball, strike one. A double for Yastrzemski, and Schofield is on third. So Carl has a pair of doubles now. The Red Sox have 8 hits. Yastrzemski, Petrocelli, and Billy Conigliaro have 2 each. Strike 2. One ball, 2 strikes. Two and two, the count on Tony. McDowell wants a new ball. Ball 3. So he goes again to 3-2 as he did to Yastrzemski. 2 men out. This is the 8th, and Cleveland is ahead 3-1. There are the base runners. Again, McDowell would like a new baseball. Foul ball. Time is called by Hank Sower. Ball out on the field and left and get away from the bullpen. Wagner is warming up now. Lyle had been up before. Ball 4, and McDowell is really upset with that call. He threw his hands up in the air. He thought he had it. That's the first walk he's given. Tony goes to first base, and there are 3 men on. And McDowell is upset about that call by Neudecker. So with the bases full and 2 men out in the 8th and Boston down 3-1, the batter is Rico Petrocelli. He has struck out, single to right, and had an infield hit. Now Fosse is walking out to the mound, and Alvin Dark is coming out of the Cleveland dugout. Don't forget, the Red Sox will be home next Thursday. Milwaukee will be in for 3 games, followed by Oakland. Then the California Angels will be in for 4 games. The Tigers got a run in the last of the 4th. Baltimore is leading by a score of 4-3 at the end of 4 1/2. And in the National League, the Cubs are leading the Phillies 3-1 at the end of 5. McDowell pitching to Petrocelli. Ball 1. Strike. Strike 2. Foul back. Well, there's the picture right there. That's what this game is all about. The duel between the man on the mound and the man at the plate in a clutch situation. Both of them standing there alone. Part of the beauty of baseball. Foul ball. 1-2 on Rico. the base runners you are looking at. You saw Tony, Yaz, and there's Dick Schofield. Fly ball into left center field. Bradford is there. He's got it. That's all in the 8th inning. No runs, 2 hits, 3 left. After 7.5, Cleveland 3 and Boston 1. The 3 runs coming on a 2-run homer by Bradford in the 2nd. Nettles hit a homer in the 4th. Boston got a run in the 4th inning on Yastrzemski's double and Petrocelli's single. Ground ball, foul. One strike. Foul back. Strike 2. You should see this fellow Wagner run when the pitchers are doing the running. He really goes. One ball and 2 strikes now on Veda Pinson. Fellows had some fine years over in the National League, mostly with Cincinnati. He was with the Cardinals last year. Takes a ball. 2-2. Yastrzemski flips to Wagner, and they make the play at first base. Pinson is out on a good play by Yastrzemski, flipping over to Wagner covering, and there's 1 down in the 8th inning. Another look at that as Carl goes well over to his right to get the ball. One of the toughest decisions that a first baseman has to make is how far over to go. He got the ball, then flips over to Gary Wagner covering, and they make the play at first. Here's Bradford. He is homered and into a forced play and line to right field. Ball 1. Strike. 1-1. Foul to the screen, and the count is 1 ball and 2 strikes. Good stop by Wagner. Over to Yastrzemski for the out. 2 out in the 8th inning. And Nettles comes up. He is walked, homered, and lined to center field. 13,251 looking on here in Cleveland at the 2nd game of a 4-game series. 2 tomorrow, starting at 1. We'll televise both of them. Ball 1. Ball 2. Foul ball. 2-1. Yastrzemski will play this one alone, and that's all in the 8th inning for Cleveland. No runs, no hits, and nobody left on. At the end of 8 innings of play, Cleveland leads Boston 3-1. George Scott will lead off in the 9th inning for Boston. Cleveland is ahead 3-1. Sam McDowell is on the mound with a record of 12-4. And incidentally, he has 11 complete games out of the 21 games he has started. Scott hits one to Heidemann. 1 out. Well, the Indians have certainly made the most of their hits today. They've got 3 hits and 3 runs, but the walks were costly, and a couple of home runs have been the difference so far as the Red Sox bat here in the 9th, and Billy Canigliaro is up. Been called out on strikes and has singled twice to center. Ground ball to left, base hit. So Billy C. gets his 3rd hit. And with 1 out, there's a man on first base. And Jerry Moses comes to the plate. And out on deck, with Wagner due, comes Mike Andrews. Billy back to the bag safely. Line drive, base hit to left field. Billy Canigliaro goes to second, and Moses is on at first. So the Red Sox now in the 9th, with 1 out, have runners at first and second base, and Mike Andrews is coming up to bat. And Dennis Higgins has started to warm up out in the bullpen now for the Indians. Now, Alvin Dark on the top step of the dugout is also motioning for a left-hander to get warmed up down there. There is Higgins with Cott Deal, the pitching coach. Andrews, strike 1. Mike batting .213. Pitch is low, and it's 1-1. Now, in addition to Higgins, left-hander Dick Ellsworth is warming up. Foul back. 1-2. Fly ball toward Bradford. Andrews is out, 2 men out in the 9th inning for the Red Sox with 2 men on. And Dick Schofield coming up. Schofield has popped the second, popped the short, grounded to short, and singled to center. We pause now 5 seconds for station identification.
WHDH TV, Channel 5, Boston.
The Red Sox have had 10 hits in this ball game. Foul back, out of play. 1 strike. Another foul. Two strikes. Wow, he really went after him that time. 1 and 2. Did you notice the way Sam actually was down on his knee with that follow-through? Two and 2. Throwing that hard curveball. Strike 3. The ball game is over. And Sam McDowell has picked up his 13th win of the year for the Cleveland Indians. No runs on 2 hits and 2 men left on. The final score is Cleveland 3 and the Red Sox 1. And we'll have a rundown for you in just a moment.